Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name's Craig, and I bet you're wondering why I haven't shaved in such a very long time. I mean, look at this scruffiness, and it's because my wife thinks it's sexy. But in all seriousness, it's because I've been too busy watching the stock market act like a crazy bat out of hell. And with all of this craziness happening with the stock market selling off so incredibly quickly over the last couple of months, I feel like it's always really helpful to see how different portfolios are performing. And this is also a really good way to judge if your portfolio's investment strategy is working well or not. Generally speaking, if your portfolio is not performing at least as well as the S&P 500 or the overall stock market, then you should probably adjust your investing strategy. The S&P 500, which contains 500 of the most profitable companies in the US, is a standard of investment. Both new and experienced investors are always trying to make their portfolios perform at least as well, if not better, than the S&P 500. So because today's video is an update of my Betterment portfolio, I thought it'd be really interesting to kind of compare it and see how well it's doing against the overall market. So on their website, Betterment claims to offer an investing strategy that reduces overall risk with an extremely well-diversified portfolio. Now, oftentimes, investing strategies that are aimed more at reducing risk tend to have lower gains. So what we're going to do in today's video is we're going to look at the overall performance of my Betterment portfolio, and then we're going to compare it with the S&P 500, the overall stock market, as well as the Dow Jones Industrial Average. And we're going to see how it stands up. And like I mentioned before, this is a great way to judge how well an overall portfolio is performing, especially with the overall volatility in this current market. So let's get into it. All right, so let's go ahead and look at the performance of my portfolio. Now, as you can see, my account is down quite a bit since the last update I did, and over the last 12 months, it hit a low of 26.3%, and since then it has rebounded quite quickly. So currently you can see the balance is sitting at $5,813.01, which is down a bit from my net deposit of $6,300, and you can see on the graph to the right that it is sitting at negative 7.8%. So it's still down a little bit. Now, if we look at the earnings, we're currently sitting at negative $486.99, which comes out to negative $622.24 in market changes, and plus $148.66 in dividends, with then $13.41 in management fees. So now let's go ahead and over to the activity tab and look at the dividends. So you can see for the month of April, I received 2 dividend payments, one on April 2nd for $17.91, and one on April 15th for 78 cents. Now let's go ahead and look at the total dividend payments that I've received since January. So you can see that on January 2nd, I received a dividend payment of $10.20. On January 3rd, I received a dividend payment of $11.39. Then on February 10th, I received a dividend payment of $1.17. On March 9th, I received a dividend payment of 51 cents. On March 11th, I received a dividend payment of 68 cents. And then on March 18th, I received a dividend payment of $4.18. And then in April, I received those 2 dividend payments. Now you can see that some months the dividend payments are a lot larger, being around $20, and then in some months the dividend payments are a lot smaller, being under $2. And the reason for this is that some of the companies that are contained in these ETFs that my portfolio is invested in pay out dividends on a monthly basis, and some of them pay out on a quarterly basis, so the payments are going to vary. So far in 2020, however, I have received a total dividend income of $46.82, which amounts to $12.38 in passive monthly income. But in all seriousness, if you want to know why I actually haven't shaved in so long, it's actually because of this. What are you doing down there? Come here! Kodak, come here! Easy. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh! It's because of this big bundle of joy. You're just a bundle of joy, aren't you? He's only 4 months old. Can you tell? Look at this guy. He's so cute. Go.
Kodak, on your bed. Kodak.
Go, buddy. Now let's compare the performance of my portfolio against the Dow Jones Industrial Average, the S&P 500, and the overall stock market. Now, for the sake of this comparison, we're going to compare the performance of each of these over the course of the last 12 months. Well, my overall portfolio fell 26.3% when the market was at its lowest point. The Dow Jones Industrial Average fell 30.15%, the S&P 500 24.53%, and the overall stock market fell 25.79%. Now, interestingly enough, if we average these three numbers together, we get 26.83%, which is really a similar number to how much my portfolio fell when the market was at its lowest point. Now, you might be wondering why my portfolio fell more than the overall stock market. And the reason is that two of the top three largest holdings in my portfolio are Vanguard ETFs that track the movement of international markets, both of which fell about 30%. So now you guys can see how my Betterment portfolio is performing against the overall market, as well as the S&P and the Dow Jones, and I'm really quite happy with how it's performed. Though it's not necessarily the best performing portfolio, for a portfolio that takes about 10 or less minutes to set up, and you just set it and forget it, I'm actually really happy with it. The management fees thus far have been quite low, and even the dividend payments from 1 month has actually paid for it. And let me know how your portfolio has performed during this recent market crash. I'd love to hear from you. All right, guys, so that wraps up this one. Thank you so much for watching. I hope all that was helpful, and I'll see you guys next time. How was that?
It was funny because the dogs are just playing.
All right, let's just do it one more time.
You should have him sit between your legs facing this way, and that way he's not looking straight at Albon.